Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The sun is shining and we're not outside to enjoy it, but we're excited that it is shining after some of the rain we endured earlier. Welcome back to Primetime Local News. Josh and Abby, one more hour for you guys, as well as Eric Bay on location. And your question of the day dealing with naming tornadoes, which we've gotten a pretty universal response on at this point.
Yeah, it makes sense for hurricanes, also because they've been named for over 200, like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And it's just more significant than tornadoes.
That's not that we can't try to have fun naming them, which we will do later on the show. For now, let's go out to Eric Bay. What's going on in Vermilion?
Thanks, guys. Once again, we are back here in Vermilion for the Vermilion Fair kickoff, and now the weather isn't really cooperating here for the second hour, but we did do some great interviews here coming up, and we will have some more here in the next hour, again, talking about the kickoff, how that went so far, and then also we can preview a little bit about the fair here coming up. Again, there's tons of different stuff to check out here over the next 3 days in Vermilion. It is one of the larger fairs in Alberta, so we're going to have a ton more here for you to come up, check out. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio, and Abby is going to take a look at your local news.
CBD oil is becoming increasingly a common relief for aches and pains. And for one local gym owner, he's found it's now a preferred treatment for athletes to deal with training and recovery. Josh Ryan has more.
Arm curls on the straight bar over there, okay? Yeah.
World-class Gym's Renee Weinkoff has benefited from the use of cannabidiol, or CBD, for years, a multi-use treatment he's passed on to family.
I used to have seizures nonstop. Big ones, say once a month, like a full-out crazy seizure, and then multiple little ones on a daily basis. Now, I haven't had a seizure in a long time.
I've been on it now for 6 months, and right from day 2, like the next day after taking it, I felt the same, and I still feel great to this day. I just feel better every day that I take it. In addition to its value for treating various pains and conditions, CBD oil is now sought after by athletes in various sports.
Every time you rip a muscle, every time you're moving a tendon, ligament, joint in the wrong direction, which we do on a crazy ongoing basis, inflammation builds up around there. CBD attacks that area, takes care of the inflammation, gets rid of some of the pain, and helps you get through it.
Those benefits are critical for athletes training at least 4 times a week and don't come with the side effects of daily doses of ibuprofen.
It's going to help you repair faster, and while it's repairing, kind of mask the pain.
I think for any athlete, I mean, you're not drinking a whole bottle, you're just taking a few drops. I mean, it can't hurt.
Weinkoff warns it isn't an immediate fix after injury.
You got to take it morning and night. It's got a half-life of 12 hours, so you want to keep it in your system all the time. So it takes away those pains, like say bone on bone or arthritis or inflammation, but you don't just take it and then all of a sudden it's gone.
And before consuming CBD oil, Weinkoff recommends you still consult your physician.
I have nothing to do with telling you how and why you should take it. I always send people, try to get them to talk to a doctor first and then come see me.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local News.
Jumping, spinning, and twirling are all a part of the art of cheerleading. To master those movements and others, one has to practice a lot. Cheer Legacy Lloydminster held a tumbling intensive clinic this week to help develop Cheer's members.
We're just trying to build new skills and build friendships and have fun.
Roughly 30 young cheerleaders were seen participating in the tumbling intensive clinic this morning. The clinic was focused on developing their tumbling skills as well as other aspects to the sport.
Tumbling is one of the fundamental parts of cheer, so then they come in, it's lots of fun, they learn new skills, and it makes our routines better in the season.
The sessions also served as an opportunity to inform people about the ins and outs of cheer.
Lots of people don't really understand what cheer is, so when they get to come and try it out, they get a taste of it, and it just incorporates dance and gymnastics and cheer skills, so it's lots of fun.
Today wrapped up the third and final day of the clinic. To register your child in cheer, go to Cheer Legacy Lloydminster's page at cheerlegacyathletics.com. When you think of arm wrestling, you probably think of 2 men competing to see who's the strongest. But the Lloydminster Arm Bender shows us what the sport is really about: community, as our Molly Stogren throws her arm on the table.
Hi, I'm Molly Stogren, and I'm here today at Arm Benders Lloydminster to learn the ins and outs of arm wrestling.
Ready, go!
A lot of technique, a lot of strength, and the key is to manipulate your opponent's arm and hand to the pin pad. To work with you, they teach each other how to train, teach each other different movements, teach each other techniques. It's just working together.
I decided to give it a go, but first I needed to know if I had what it takes to become a professional arm wrestler.
Just dedication and the want to do it.
Short shows us some skills to prepare for the match.
The first movement we'll do is a top roll. So this is where you grip your opponent high, and what my goal is to slide up, cock my wrist up, so his wrist goes down, and then I just sit.
Short gave me some much needed extra help, and then I tried to use the top roll technique against an opponent. To my surprise, it worked. Arm wrestling is fun, and the Lloydminster Armbenders go out of their way to make sure everyone feels like part of the family. If you want to try bend some arms, the team is always accepting new members. Contact the Lloydminster Armbenders Facebook page for more information. Molly Stogan, Primetime Local News.
Popeyes, the restaurant known for its chicken, has a new location in the border city and is set to open tomorrow. Our Jasmine King got a sneak peek of this new restaurant.
The Taste of Louisiana has made its way to Lloydminster in the form of Popeyes chicken. They had a VIP testing day, letting their customers get early access to their menu ahead of their launch.
We needed to share some chicken love with the people of Lloydminster. We've been doing it in Edmonton for a few years now, and we felt that it's time that the people of Lloydminster taste a better chicken.
The restaurant will open on the 25th. After a long time coming, they hope it can be a success for many years.
For this location particularly, we probably had it planning it for over 2 years. We really don't want to do it like halfway. We really want to do it 100% correct. That's why we have probably about 6 or 7 of our team members from Edmonton here training with the team, staying with the team for a few weeks as well too.
They are hoping to get more involved in the community, and that will start by offering a friendly environment at their restaurant.
Feel the Louisiana hospitality, great food, great service, and just a fun family atmosphere.
The brand was developed in 1972 in Louisiana, in New Orleans, and there's a very cool saying. It's called l'agneau. It's about going the extra mile, so we always try and go the extra mile for our customers.
Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is live on location.
Once again, we are back here in Vermilion for the Vermilion Fair kickoff, Now, the weather has been cooperating, and I'm joined now by Mayor Caroline McCauley. And now, we talked a little bit, too, about the chamber, about how this is important for just getting the businesses here, getting them some of that exposure. So can you talk about the importance of that?
Well, it's very important. We actually have seen quite a revitalization of our downtown. So over this last year, I've opened about 30 new businesses on our main street. And so come to Vermilion. There's everything from infants to adults to Western wear to you name it. We have a lot of our distillery will be opening hopefully down in the future. So a lot of great new businesses that have opened up in Vermilion.
And now you guys obviously do have the fair coming up here over the next few days. So obviously that's a big event for the town as well. So can you tell us what you guys do have going on here throughout the next few days?
Well, tomorrow morning there is a pancake breakfast bright and early, but otherwise come at 11 o'clock for the parade, and we always have an excellent parade to offer. And then after that the fairgrounds open up and we're right into the pony chuck wagons and the chariot racing and all the exhibition items that are here. And every day, if you come every day, it's something different. So the first day is usually the chicken show, I'm going to call it, but if you come later on in the week, there's stock dog challenges, there's pen roping, there's all kinds of things, so come out.
And now, just real quick before we wrap up, what would you say is your favorite part of the fair if anybody was to come out and have some fun?
Oh gosh, there's so many things. I really like the stock dog, where they have to pen the sheep. I think that's one of the most, it's a very, very interesting show. So come out, $10 a day gets you everything on the fairgrounds.
All right, thank you for this.
You bet.
All right, we're gonna have some more back from here, but before that, we're gonna head back into the studio.
Thank you very much, Eric. You can see a few user-submitted photos here of the weather conditions earlier in the afternoon. As you can see, again, a couple of strong clouds in the region. A few actually caught some lightning coming down earlier, and that's certainly something we'll keep an eye on later on this evening when that sunlight passes and we have another low-pressure system to worry about. Now 23 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud right now. There I am, folks. Wind coming out of the west at about 29 kilometers per hour, you can see. So relatively strong gusts at this time. That is, of course, making a difference with moving the storm along as fast as it has moved. We only had a little bit of rain before things cleared off, and it felt like an eye of the storm, just much longer than typically that period lasts. But again, more cloud cover on its way and a chance of rain overnight. Your records, once again, 32 and 3 in 2007 and in 2001. So a pretty warm summer, obviously. Then well below seasonal averages for that time of the year in 2001. One more look as well at your watches and warnings. So the entire region still underneath the thunderstorm watch. That won't change overnight here or in the Lakeland region, as well as that heat warning in the northeast. That will start to move away over the next couple of hours here. And by tomorrow, I don't expect Isla Crosse and that region to be underneath that heat warning, but we'll still be underneath the thunderstorm watch. Instead, special air quality statement further west of here in Alberta. And then just a few current temperatures to look at. You can see Meadow Lake sitting at 26 degrees, Cold Lake at 18, 23 here in Lloydminster, as said before. North Battleford holding strong at 26 degrees, while Edmonton, already under heavy cloud cover, dropping down to 16. So if you had to choose between Saskatoon and Edmonton, I definitely choose the former. 16 and 12 for tomorrow. Again, a strong chance of rain there. We'll see if that changes, as we were initially calling for a heavy rain, and then it cleared off over the next couple of days after that initial prediction. 24 and 11 on Friday, then 25 and 13 to finish off your 3-day.
Welcome back. Well, several Canadian schools, including Lakeland College and Old College in Alberta, have received federal funding to support high-tech research and advancements in agriculture. The schools are among several educational institutions sharing a $49.5 million federal investment. They will collaborate with the public and private sector to enhance the agricultural sector through education and technology. Alberta officials called it an example of forward thinking that will support advanced agricultural education now and into the future. And now we're going to take a look at your egg prices.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
The off-season has come a little earlier than the Border City Blue Jays were probably hoping, as the Lloydminster team has been eliminated from the 2019 playoffs. The Standard Hill Lakers completed the sweep of the Jays last night, winning 10-3 and taking the second round series 2-0. This comes as a bit of a surprise considering the remarkable season the Jays had. The team went 13-0 in the regular season and followed the perfect campaign with a first-round sweep of the Meadow Lake Sox. But the Jays couldn't finish the job at the most important time, and facing elimination, lost Game 2, 10-3, ending their season. The Jays will now have to wait another season to defend their 2018 championship. Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location.
Once again, we are back out here in Vermilion for the Vermilion Fairs kickoff, and the weather is starting to brighten up a little bit, which is good. I'm joined now by Dave DeVos. So can you tell us a little bit about what you guys did have going on here? And again, there is still some sales going on as well.
Yeah, you bet. No, today was an incredible day. The chamber and all its members, we blocked off the street in the town, and on Main Street had a lot of sales going on. We had food booths, we had a chili cook-off, and we had some of the riders and drivers of the chariots and chuck wagons that were here on the weekend for the fair coming up. And it was just a way to bring people downtown, bring into our membership, and really show what we've got downtown in Vermilion.
And yeah, you mentioned that bringing people down here to downtown, showing it off. So what's kind of the importance of that? And again, just supporting the smaller local businesses as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the chamber has been working really hard. You know, over the last couple of years, we've been trying to rebrand and trying to be a little bit more creative, thinking outside the box on ways that we can get people down here. We've got some fabulous businesses down here, and we got to get the word out and get people coming out and shopping local. That's a big thing for us. We've got to shop local.
And now you are the chamber president here in town. So what do you guys have coming up here as part of the chamber over the next little bit?
Yeah, we've got a number of different events that we're hosting, actually. We've got, of course, the Business Gala in the fall. We've got our second annual Christmas Gala, which we had last year. It was a huge success. So we were looking forward to that, of course, with Christmas, and we don't want to talk about Christmas yet, but hey, we've got Candy Cane Countdown, we've got some other things going on, and the parade and things like that. So, you know, we've got a lot of things planned. You know, we're hoping to do a lot of member meet and greets, you know, throughout the coming months, so that people can come and get to know our businesses and come and meet and greet, and our businesses could get to know each other as well.
All right, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you very much, and the sales are still on.
All right, perfect. We're going to have some more from back here once again, but before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Looks like a good time out in Vermilion. Potentially not a good time if thunderstorms continue over the next 24 hours. That warning and that watch, both still in effect. The heat warning soon to leave in the next, again, 24 hours. A look one more time as well as at your 24-hour temperatures and the drop in heat down to 11 degrees overnight, but right back up to 16 a little later on in the evening. Again, it's a pretty quick jump from about 6 to 8 a.m. in terms of the degrees there, but once we get to 11 a.m., it's basically a steady slide at 15 to 16, so definitely below average temperatures is what the experience will be tomorrow, in part because of this low pressure system that is making its way towards Saskatchewan, definitely going to cause plenty of weather conditions that are not favorable in the Grand Prairie area, as well as anyone out along the Rockies. That will slowly make its way through the border city again over the next 24 hours, and we'll check its progress over the course of that time. Wind chill is affected by, going to affect the feeling of degrees, certainly, because of how strong those winds are. When we get 25 to 35 kilometer winds, that's going to make the temperature feel like it's dropped at least 8 or 10 degrees. So be aware of that anytime you are exercising or driving, because those are some very strong winds indeed. Some of the gusts could be in the 40 kilometer range. Current temperatures, you have 18 in Vegreville, 16 all the way out west in Edmonton. It's 18 up in Lac La Biche. That could cool down over the next couple of hours. A little warmer in the south, Wainwright at 20 degrees. Provost is sitting at 22, Macklin at 24. Isle La Crosse also at 22 degrees, and a little warmer on most of the Sask side with 25 in Green Lake, 26 in Meadow Lake, and 22 in St. Walburg. North Battleford actually warmed up a couple of degrees over the last hour, but there's heavier cloud cover now in the region, and that should start to cool down slowly here. Winds coming out of the south at 15 kilometers an hour will also pick up for tomorrow as it shifts to the southwest and then just the west. 12 the overnight low and 17 the high for tomorrow, a mix of just cloudy periods and then also rain coming down. There's a more than 50% chance of precipitation at the moment for the region. 18 the current temperature in Cold Lake with a low 14 overnight, 19 expected to be the high tomorrow. Again, a largely west or northwest wind in the region, not as strong as we're seeing in the Battlefords or what we'll see in the Midwest, about 20 kilometers tomorrow. Then 23 is the current temperature here. Again, a low of 12 and a high of 16. A strong chance of showers overnight and a solid chance of showers as well tomorrow as the wind really picks up out of the west-northwest. A quick look at your 7-day forecast. 24 degrees on Friday where it is expected to be sunny. Then a little cloudier on Saturday with a high of 25. 20 on Sunday, 21 Monday with a little more cloud cover. 24 Tuesday and 23 Wednesday. Once again with a mix of sun and cloud.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is live on location.
Once again, we are back out here in Vermilion where the weather has actually cleared off very nicely again for the Vermilion Fair kickoff, and I'm joined once again by Leanne Martin. And I know the rain kind of put a dampen on the spirits a little bit.
You know what? It dampened it, but it didn't dampen our spirits.
Not
at all.
Good to hear for sure. So yeah, can you tell us a little bit about how the event did go tonight? Again, stuff is still going on, obviously.
Yeah, so we're basically shut down now. All of our vendors cleared up because of the rain, but it was a huge success, even though it was cut short, and we're definitely going to do it again next year. I want to give out a shout out to our Alberta Professional Chuck Wagon and Chariot Association guys that were out here with their wagons and signing autographs. That was amazing, so thank you.
No, definitely good to have for sure. Now this is just the kickoff event. You guys do have the fair going on here over the next few days, so can you tell us again what you guys do have going on here again over the next few days?
Yeah, so the Vermilion Egg Society has their fair, long-standing fair, 113 years this year, and so tomorrow we'll kick off the fair with the parade, and then the midway will open at 1 o'clock, and then the Egg Society actually has an app for Android and for Apple, and so I would encourage people to download that because it has all of the times, it has all of the details for the whole day of what's going to happen.
All right, perfect. And obviously I know you're very big in the community here, so what would you say if people, again, I know there's obviously a ton of stuff to check out here for the fair, but what would you say is maybe your favorite part or people definitely should check out here?
My favorite part of the fair, honestly, is all of the people that come back. It's the big event of the year in Vermilion, and everyone comes back. They bring their kids. We get to see everybody that we only see once a year sometimes. We go to Reunion Hall for all of the school reunions, and there's lots of pancake breakfasts that happen around town for the weekend, and so we meet up there. So I just love how everyone comes home for the fair.
All right, thank you once again for doing this so much, and again for having us out here.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it.
All right, we're going to have some more from back here once again at the Vermilion Fair kickoff event before, again, the Vermilion Fair does actually kick off tomorrow. So we're going to have some more again back here, but before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Our question of the day earlier today was, should tornadoes be named the same way hurricanes are? We got to know. If it was a yes, what would you name the tornadoes? That was the more fun part of the question for many people. Some of the top names included Ricky Bobby, Big R Tornado, and Sharknado. So those were the top three. So everyone's kind of having a fun time with it, which leads me to the idea that obviously we've kind of established they don't have the significance of hurricanes do. Yes. But if we're going to call tornadoes something, we might as well just make it a sort of a goofy thing, especially if it's tornadoes that don't cause a lot of damage and stuff. Well, that was that random Ricky Bobby tornado.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, that's always the fun part of it, having like the history behind a certain name and why it's that name and stuff like that. So I think people, that gives them the chance to, have a little bit of fun because there's really no rules or regulations because who has named a tornado before? Like you basically have free range to name it whatever you'd like.
Yeah, you can basically make it a viral thing and just this week on Tornado Watch or tornado naming, right? Yeah. And I mean, if Ricky Bobby is like one of the first places you go to, that gives you lots of opportunity to go elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it literally, it can be a celebrity or, just a silly name or like Sharknado, it fits because it's a movie and it's about tornadoes mixed with sharks. So, you have the ability to be as fun as you want with it.
That reminds me of how crazy that year was. We had a movie called Sharknado, which spawned a franchise. Let's stick to a more tried and true franchise, though, called Pet of the Day, which many people continue to join in on. So let's start off with Jax. Thank you, Stacy, for the submission.
Adorable face. Just got to say, very cute. Probably a little squishable.
Has absolutely mastered the dog head tilt.
Yes.
No other animal really does it like the dog.
Love Muffin with the little t-shirt going. She looks so cute in the field. Great picture.
Yeah, definitely caught in the natural habitat. And Rick, this is probably Rick's natural habitat.
Yes, and he's so cute because he has a little grin going on with his paws up. So cute.
Next up here, Ringo, who is still probably enjoying himself even if he doesn't have a smile on his face.
Exactly. Gorgeous picture, gorgeous cat.
And finally, Tiger, 10 things off.
Very, very adorable cat yet again.
And also yet again, submit the name in the picture. You can win free gift card.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Today I'm joined here with Heather Dow. She is the manager of the Service Sports Center, and today we're going to be talking about the updates and upgrades that they're currently making to the facility. Thank you for coming in first off. So tell me first off, what are the updates that you guys are currently doing?
Well, thanks for having us, Abby. Really, some updates are to the fitness center primarily. Really, these updates were actually in place a couple years ago, but now we're actually following through with some of them because we wanted to make sure we're doing it correctly. One, we just changed the fitness desk and the location of it. The actual original desk was actually been there for 13 years and it's wear and tear, so it needed to be changed. But we wanted to locate it in an area that made the most use of our one-person staff because we have a very lean staff. And in doing so, in the future, we want to add a phase to it where we're adding perhaps a security barrier at some point. Really just to monitor the safety and security in our fitness center, but also make sure that we have patrons sometimes that walk in without paying, and we want to make sure that everybody is fairly, is paying fairly for their services offered. And in doing so, we're also providing security for our fitness center overall. So that's primarily one of the changes. Another part of that project is really looking at our elevator. Our elevator goes to the 3rd floor freely. But the fitness track is really something you use or pay. So we want to make sure we're going to add, in the future, we're going to add a barrier. It's called a limiting device to no different than you see in any hotel, that you can only access that 3rd floor if you've got a proximity card. So that's going to be coming in the short while as well. And really just trying to make it safer for people up there, and really the people that have actually paid or are getting the best experience up there as well. Mm-hmm. We've also instilled a different format for signing in hockey teams and such, because we do allow them to use the facility for warm-ups for games. And really it's just we're formulating a sign-in, sign-out, where we're kind of going over the rules and really being mindful of the people on the track that are using it as well, that they respect them while they're here in Lloydminster. Sometimes it's our own teams, sometimes it's visiting teams. So we want to make sure that whole area is kind of a little safer and secure. Another facet of that whole fitness track experience is, and even myself, I've used it and I've seen mothers running and doing their thing and their kids are there, but they're not really engaged in what their parents are doing. I've seen them running with them, which is awesome, but every once in a while they're off to the side. So we actually maybe want to instill some sort of, it could be hopscotch, it could be anything on the floor, just to make it kind of fun and really engaging because we want to keep all these kids active. Yeah. And it's nice to see that families are up there. Actually, I was up there a few weeks ago and a grandma was up there with her grandchildren. Wow. She was working out and her 3 grandchildren working out with her, which was really kind of cool to see. So
what are these kind of updates, what will they mean to the people who actually use those and like those facilities, like you said, like mentioning the children having those areas for them? What will that create for those people who actually pay and go and use these facilities?
Well, the whole goal of any fitness center and specifically the Service Sports Center is we want to keep people active. We also want to keep people secure, and we also want to make sure people pay because that keeps our lights on, so to speak. So really we want to engage people more to be active in the city, and if that's seeing more kids doing fun things around the track while their parents or grandparents are working out, that's awesome. So the more kind of engaging things that we could do, the better it is, I think, for everyone.
And really quickly before we wrap up, will there be any future projects or updates, and when will these current ones be finished?
These ones will hopefully be finished depending on budget, 'cause some quotes are still coming in, so depending on budget by the end of the year. And we actually have a phase 2 of the LED project that we started last year. We'll be starting on Monday. And that is a $210,000 project where all the remaining lighting in the facility is changed to LEDs. And that's very exciting for us because our ballasts are failing on some of our fluorescent lights. 13 years. Yeah. The bulbs are expensive. To dispose of the bulbs are expensive. We have maintenance costs up from labor to change the bulbs and shut down revenue-oriented area of the facility. So in the end, the LED lights are a win-win for everybody, and it's really going to just cut our carbon footprint, which was awesome for our facility. It's going to cut our operational costs. It's going to cut our maintenance costs, and we actually have better quality lighting, which is super exciting to see. And that does include the parking lot, which it can be dark at times, so we're really excited to see how bright it's going to be.
Well, this definitely does sound like a win-win situation for everyone. So thank you so much for coming in and explaining. It's always great when these types of facilities, get the upgrades and the updates that they need to, make the environment just more welcoming to those who enjoy using them. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 in Bonnyville and Boom 95.3 in Cold Lake. And here's what's happening around the Lakeland. Well, today we're at the Cold Lake Energy Center where the ice is going to be shredded up this winter, especially with Assumption High School, because they partnered with the Cold Lake Junior B Ice to do a hockey program. And joining me now, Chantel Exani-Rollick, the principal.
Hello.
So why did you guys decide to do this?
Well, actually, we have a program running similarly in Bonnyville at Notre Dame High, and Lakeland Catholic felt that we could expand that opportunity to the students in Cold Lake.
How do you think this will impact the player and the student development?
What I think is most exciting is that not only does Assumption and Lakeland Catholic support the academic, the emotional, the spiritual growth of the student, I think that this program will really help our student athletes. We have lots of students who are involved in hockey. Cold Lake is a hockey town, and I really think that it'll just push their high school experience to the next level with enriching their academic, but also their performance on the ice.
And I bet you with Cold Lake being a hockey town, people are going to be super excited. You're probably already sold out of the program.
Well, I really hope that it's a hit because I know it will be a hit. I'm very excited.
Well, Chantel, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And if you have an event you would like to feature on What's Happening, shoot me an email, Justin@1013coolfm.com.